Well, actually, we don't just see a tail. In the latest images, we see of all the seven jets coming from the surface of the central object, some of them towards the sun, some of them away from the sun. What surprises me is that they are tightly collimated. And that is surprising because the object is rotating. The last time we checked, it has a rotation period of only 16 hours. And the length of these jets is 1 million kilometers. You would expect that the material making up these jets had to go across that distance over a period of a month, given the typical speed of outflows from comets. And during a month, it would have been smeared by the rotation of the object. So then the question is, what is going on? One possibility is that it's only the pockets of ice facing the sun that are getting warmed up, but we see jets going on the opposite direction, away from the sun. Another possibility is that perhaps the object broke up, and what we see is the trail of material from the fragments flying out. But the problem is that we got the latest image, and it looks like a single object in the middle. So we don't know what is going on. Of course, it's possible also that these are thrusters from a technological object.
It's accelerating faster than any natural body ever recorded, cutting through the solar system on a trajectory no one can explain. Every new image, every spectral reading dismantles another assumption about what this object should be. 3I Atlas isn't following the laws of celestial mechanics. Its path threads perfectly through the ecliptic plane. Its activity begins long before sunlight can reach it, and its structure refuses to break apart under forces that should have torn it to dust. Scientists are running out of explanation. The energy it releases comes in timed bursts. Its chemical profile matches no known comet. It stays stable while spinning, as if something inside is countering its own motion. And the deeper researchers look, the more the data resembles control, not coincidence. Whatever 3I Atlas is, it's behaving as if it knows exactly where it's going. And now, a new 12th anomaly has been confirmed. The jets of 3I Atlas remained perfectly fixed in orientation, unmoved by its rotation, a precision so exact it defies every natural model. And that precision may not be harmless. It could be dangerous. If 3I Atlas is truly stabilizing itself, then it's generating controlled thrust or magnetic pressure powerful enough to reshape the environment around it. Astronomers warn that such forces could distort local gravity wells, pushing nearby asteroids onto collision courses with Earth. Its plasma emissions, pulsing in sync with its rotation, could amplify geomagnetic storms, crippling satellites, power grids, and communication systems worldwide. If the jets contain charged or radioactive particles, they could contaminate Earth's upper atmosphere, introducing materials or isotopes we've never encountered. This is no longer just an interstellar curiosity. It's a moving system capable of altering or damaging life on a planetary scale. Even without a direct impact, 3I Atlas's approach could trigger orbital disruptions, electromagnetic chaos, and atmospheric interference across Earth's near-space environment. In the simplest terms, it doesn't have to hit us to hurt us. From the moment 3I Atlas was detected, the anomalies began stacking faster than scientists could explain them. In total, 11 separate irregularities were cataloged, each one challenging a different foundation of cometary physics. Its trajectory cut perfectly through the ecliptic plane. Its jets fired toward the sun instead of away from it, and its mass defied gravitational limits. It showed activity far beyond the frost line, but the 12th anomaly eclipses them all. Despite its steady 16-hour rotation, the jets of 3I Atlas remain locked in absolute orientation, unmoved, unwavering, and razor-sharp across millions of kilometers. In a natural comet, jets of vaporized gas should spiral outward as the nucleus spins, smearing into diffuse plumes. Yet with 3I Atlas, the jets hold their shape like laser beams, extending cleanly into space without visible curvature. Weeks of observations reveal no deviation, no drift, no decay. For this to happen, the object would need to continuously correct its thrust direction, as though sensors and stabilizers were keeping it balanced. Every known mechanism of sublimation, from pressure differentials to thermal gradients, fails to reproduce this kind of precision. Simulations have ruled out the usual suspects. The rotation period, gas velocity, and jet width cannot coexist under the laws of ordinary physics. Even if the gas were venting from deep fissures, rotational torque would scatter it in hours. Only two explanations remain. Either the object's entire surface is rigidly coordinated in a way never before observed, or the jets themselves are being controlled. Some researchers propose that 3I Atlas could be using thrust-like emissions to actively counter its spin, maintaining a fixed reference frame. That would mean the object is not just resisting motion, it's regulating it. In effect, it behaves less like a tumbling piece of cosmic debris and more like a stabilized craft, holding its orientation by design. Whatever the source of that stability, it marks a boundary between natural physics and something else, a level of control that no random comet could ever achieve. Every new measurement breaks another rule. Every new image contradicts another model. It's not a series of random phenomena. It's a system, one behaving as though guided by design. Inside the astronomy community, the discussion has split into factions. The traditionalists cling to natural models. 3I Atlas, they argue, might be a rare type of hyperactive comet, rich in volatile compounds reacting violently to temperature gradients. But even they admit that no chemical process can explain its synchronized jet timing, its perfectly stable orientation, or its pre-solar activity. Others, more cautious but less constrained, suggest mechanisms hidden beneath its surface. Magnetic control loops, gyroscopic stabilization, or propulsion systems concealed beneath layers of dust and ice. The motion through gravitational wells looks calculated, its deflections too smooth, as if compensating for forces long before they act. When simulations try to replicate its trajectory, they only succeed if they assume active corrections, thrust applied with mathematical precision. Leaked discussion logs reference artificial deceleration. The theory that what appears to be sublimation is actually propulsion bleed, a means of slowing down for orbital insertion. Data from its light curve supports this timing. Energy release peaks occur exactly when a spacecraft would perform braking burns to match velocity with target orbits. The timing is too perfect to ignore. In several observatories, unexplained blackouts coincide with the object's most sensitive observation windows. When systems come back online, the missing data covers only one period, when 3I Atlas crossed gravitational nodes near Mars. Independent researchers trying to replicate the readings are suddenly locked out of data repositories. Some suspect coincidence, others see containment.
If it's natural, it's rewriting astrophysics. If it's not, then something in deep space is maneuvering with purpose, and we're watching its approach in real time. If 3I Atlas is controlled or even reactive, the consequences for Earth could be profound. The first danger is gravitational. A mass of this magnitude moving through the solar system at interstellar speed inevitably disturbs the balance of nearby objects. Even slight deviations in its trajectory could send asteroids from the main belt or Jupiter's Trojans into unstable resonances. Over years, those shifts could evolve into collision paths with Earth. Planetary defense networks are already running simulations that account for secondary effects, subtle gravitational tugs that might not be visible now but could alter the next century of orbital stability. The second threat is electromagnetic. Space weather monitoring has registered unusual bursts of plasma activity that correspond precisely with 3I Atlas's jet emissions. These bursts travel through the solar wind, briefly distorting the magnetosphere. If such emissions coincide with a solar storm, the amplification effect could devastate Earth's electrical infrastructure. A global blackout is not science fiction. It's a predictable outcome of overlapping magnetic events. The third threat is biological. If the jets contain unknown isotopes or organic particles, remnants of alien chemistry, they could survive transit through the upper atmosphere. A microscopic quantity is all it takes to alter chemical balances in ozone layers or introduce reactive compounds. Scientists have detected faint carbon chains in its spectrum, but their ratios don't match any terrestrial or known extraterrestrial signature. Some propose natural carbon allotropes. Others whisper the unthinkable, designed molecules, built for endurance, perhaps even signaling. And finally, there is the technological threat. The possibility that 3I Atlas is not a random body at all, but an active observer. Its trajectory aligns with planetary orbital intersections as though scanning each world in sequence. The near-perfect rotational lock could allow continuous observation of specific sectors, including Earth's orbit. A few daring astrophysicists suggest that the object's precision may serve one purpose: mapping. Its stability allows for the collection of data, optical, magnetic, gravitational, with a constancy no natural object can achieve. Each anomaly becomes not a mystery, but a line of code in a much larger program. If that's true, then the sequence we're seeing, 12 anomalies in perfect escalation, is not coincidence. It's
No further images, no radar reflections, just static and gaps where there should be telemetry. When the object emerges from behind the sun days later, it is still intact, still accelerating, and still locked in perfect orientation. Its jets burn steadily, unaltered by rotation, undisturbed by solar gravity. For a brief moment, a faint rhythmic pulse is recorded in the X-band. Binary, evenly spaced. It lasted 22 minutes, then vanished completely. The signal doesn't repeat. Whether it was interference, a natural emission, or a deliberate transmission, no one can confirm. The data exists in fragments, encrypted and dispersed among international archives. The official reports call it non-reproducible telemetry interference. Unofficially, researchers call it the 13th anomaly. 3I Atlas continues on its path, silent and unwavering. The public narrative remains cautious. A strange comet, a data anomaly, nothing more. But within the scientific community, a quiet dread has taken hold. The object's behavior matches no precedent, and its precision no longer looks accidental. Whether it is a probe, a derelict craft, or something beyond the reach of engineering, its presence within our solar system is not passive, it's deliberate. Was it a comet, a probe, or a warning? No one can yet say. But as it moves past the orbit of Earth, unbroken, unbent, and perfectly stable, one conclusion becomes inescapable. Something built this, and it knows we're watching.